board day! Yeah! It's vision board day. Everything on my vision board last year came true. So it's insane, the power of it. I'm gonna walk you through every single step that I take when I do my vision board. Actually, we're gonna do it together. I haven't done one yet, and I'm gonna actually use this video to make one on the spot and take you through everything that I do. Listen, the way that I came up with this process was watching how other people did their vision boards, encompassing activities, attending workshops, and I took a little bit from every single thing that I watched and learned and made something that was just my own, that I felt very deeply connected to. And also the process that just the most fun, okay? For me, this process always brings me so much joy. It's something I look forward to, and yeah, I can't wait to share it with you guys. All right, let's do this. Susan's gonna be watching me on this journey, and she's just, you know, here for moral support and to cheer me on. I hope you are too. Now, the very first step is to get happy. Here's the thing. If you're in a bit of a slump or you're not feeling great at the moment, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's probably not the best moment to be doing a vision board exercise. So do not do the rest of this video with me if you're not in a good spot. Go get in a good spot first. Whatever it takes, man. Go get a massage, go for a walk, go call your bestie, just, you know, go play a sport. I don't know, whatever floats your boat, just go do that and get happy, get some giggles going, get in a good mood, feel good. Ooh, my tea's done. Look at any pictures before we get out any tools of any kind, any scrapbooks or any paper. The first thing we need to do is get super detailed on who we want to be as people the next year. What we want to do is imagine our most ideal selves, not material stuff yet. What kind of person do you want to be in the new year / ever? So it doesn't have to be the next year. How does she feel when she enters a room? What kind of energy does she bring when she enters a room? How does her morning routine go? What kind of foods is she eating? How does she feel every single day? What motivates her? What gets her going? What kind of people does she have surrounded around her? And this is all a lot to think of, right? The biggest challenge that a lot of people have with this step, and I used to have too, is thinking beyond constraints. I'm gonna leave my financial constraints at the door. I'm leaving anything that has to do with my family constraints out the door, my relationship constraints, anything. This is the part that I get to dream. Here are some questions that you can ask yourself. I'll put them up on the screen. Or you can use this prompt that I'll put up as well to put into your AI and, you know, just ask it to ask you. The whole point of this is really not to think too hard about it. When you're answering these questions, just go for it. No editing, just write what feels good. Let yourself dream. Even if you feel like you've stopped answering the actual question, just keep going. And you don't have to use the prompts. You don't have to use the questions. If there's an image in your mind when you think, who is my ideal self, go describe it. Don't get down, don't like get bogged down in all the tools, right? The point is to just visualize. Try to write about things that make you feel an emotion. Try to write about things that actually get you riled up and excited. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, so I've done a lot of self-reflection the last little while, and I actually came up with my own list of questions that I'm gonna be asking myself. You can totally steal these, that's no problem, but here they are. Okay, so I've got things like, what are you eating? How do you feel every day? How do your friends closest to you describe you? Where do you go every day? Who do you meet? What do you wear? What does your ideal day look like? And then I have a little note to myself. No restrictions, no boundaries, no constraints. I leave out the confines of my country, my financial situation, my familial and friendship obligations, and I create in my mind an outwardly reality. This might feel uncomfortable, it might actually be difficult for some people, but I encourage everyone to please go with it and lean into the discomfort. Okay, that took a while. My tea's done, but I really dug into it, okay? I got in there, I visualized, I tried my best to get down into all the details. Ooh, I gotta say, I'm glad that I spent that time because it's, you know, you think you know what you want, but then when you get deep and you answer some of these questions, you realize that there's so much more, or you want that thing but in a specific way. And moreover, I started to really feel and visualize what it would be like to already have them. And I think that's where the magic lies. So please spend as much time as possible on this step, because this is really what's gonna fuel everything else. Now, let's get real, okay? We have this ambitious vision, but we gotta make it real. We're gonna go from vision to goals. We're gonna make things more concrete. The best way I think to do this is to focus on what are the 3 most important areas of your life you wanna focus on in the next year. In 2026, is it gonna be your career, your personal growth, your relationship, your family, your spirit? What are the 3 areas of your life that you really want to focus on next year? Can't do everything, guys. I know we want to, and you still will touch other areas of your life inevitably, but like, what's the most important from the vision that you just thought of? You want to think about, what would better look like in my career? What would better look like in my family? What would better look like in my relationship? Define what that means. Try to write that down next, and then try this exercise. This is the game-changing exercise. So I pretend that it is December 31st of 2026, and I'm gonna write down I am and I feel. So it has the same sort of energy that the vision creating ideal self had, but it's more concrete and it might be a little bit more material and realistic and grounded. And then finally, the question I like to answer is, if I could only achieve one thing this year, what would it be? This is gonna give you clarity and direction, okay? What is the one thing that would make me just so proud of myself? It would just mean the world to me if this happened next year. Write that down. It's not gonna work if you don't write it down. That is it. Now you've gotten realistic, you've gotten concrete. Now we can finally delve into the pictures. There's so many ways to do this, but I like to just open like a Word file. And then now that I know exactly what I want in different areas of my life for the next year, I'm focusing on the next year, I'm gonna write affirmations down first. So you can use a Word file, you can use Canva, whatever, but I write down affirmations. So if it's a health goal, I might write something down like, I have the healthiest body I have ever had in my entire life. I am nourished. And I take that and I kind of make it bold and big enough so I could cut it out. Instead of writing family, spirit, whatever, I'm actually gonna write an affirmation that I get to see every single day. I'm gonna arrange those around on my board. And then, based on the affirmation and based on how that affirmation makes me feel, I'm gonna go look for pictures. I go on Pinterest. I'm a Pinterest girl. Couldn't you tell already? So Pinterest I love because they have beautiful pictures on there, but you don't have to choose that. There's a beautiful site called Unsplash where you can go and get pictures for free, beautiful photography, anything that invokes an emotion. So you're not picking pictures at random, guys. Pick pictures that invoke something in you, makes you excited or makes you feel accomplished or confident or motivated. If it doesn't do those things and it just looks pretty, it's not gonna work. So go on the internet, scout, copy, paste them into your Word file or Canva or whatever, and then you're gonna go print those out. So make sure they're a good size. Print them out. Go to your Staples, go to wherever you go to print stuff out on nice paper. Spend that extra $1 per paper. Look, this thing could change your entire life. I would say go for like the better, glossier material of paper and then print them out and then cut them out and arrange them on a canvas or a board or a cardboard, whatever you want. You can place it in a place that you will see every single day without fail. It's gonna motivate you, it's gonna excite you every single morning. It's gonna be amazing. Now, in addition to the physical board, or in place of a physical board, you can make a digital board. You're gonna do the same thing, but you're gonna go onto Canva or even just use a Word file and place those pictures artistically, make a collage, and then you're gonna take that and either make it your desktop wallpaper or your phone wallpaper. But you've gotta put it in a place that you're gonna look at every single day. That's the key. All right, go, do the fun thing. Now, the thing that I like to do every 3 months. So now your vision board is made, you're excited, but it might still feel a little bit overwhelming, okay? And that's why every quarter, every 3 months, I like to kind of go back and revise and see where I'm at. I actually take my 1-year goals and I break them down into tasks and goals that I can accomplish in the next 3 months. So let's say one of my goals that I identified for my year was I want to develop a yoga habit. I want to be someone that is calm and steady and grounded through yoga, and I want to develop a yoga practice. Well, my 3-month goal could include signing up for yoga classes, committing to 1 class a week or 1 class a day, however your ambition goes, and completing those classes, right? So that's already like a good 3-month goal. So I'm not saying I'm already gonna be, doing the splits at the end of 3 months, which is gonna be a bit too ambitious for me. But I'm saying I'm committing to things that are accessible and achievable in the first 3 months of me trying to make this goal happen. So doing the research and signing up for yoga classes, or buying a course online that shows me how to do yoga at home, and maybe buying a yoga mat for my first month, and then maybe committing to at least 1 yoga session or 2 yoga sessions a week. Building a yoga habit doesn't happen overnight, it takes time. So in order for you to get even more realistic about your goals, you gotta break them down. I would do that with every single goal that you listed for your 1 year to make it way more achievable than it would if you don't do that, if you don't break it down. Here is the vision board I made last year. I think what really makes it is the little labels that I put that are affirmations based on the goals that I've created for myself. The fact that they're written in the present moment totally makes all the difference. It's just so easy to snap into this kind of mindset of it's already happening, it's here. Even if you don't believe in the universe and its energies and manifestation, if you're not about that, I still think you should go through this entire exercise, because ultimately it's preparing you and it's planning for your year ahead. It gives you clarity and direction at the very least. If you don't want to follow this video, it's fine. It was a little bit rushed anyway. I have a Notion template for you guys that I made outlining my entire process. It even has a place and cards and beautiful examples for you to follow to know exactly what to write in each of the spaces. It goes from the big picture bullet point goals that you have in your mind to scripting your ideal self, to then taking that big picture and putting it into 1-year goals, and then breaking down those 1-year goals into 3-month goals that you can set for yourself right now from January all the way to March. And then it gets even more concrete and realistic by having a calendar option in there for you to turn those goals into actual tasks that you can put into your calendar right now. And my favorite thing about this is that the actions that you put in your calendar are no longer going to be randomly inspired from some guy's TikTok content one random Tuesday. I mean, it can still be that, but at least the goals that you're setting right now and the tasks that you're putting into your calendar will always be rooted in this deeper sense of who you want to be. Your goals will always be grounded in something real and meaningful. That is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you have the absolute best time creating these vision boards. I know I do. If possible, try to create one for every 3 months, every quarter. I like to do them actually at the beginning of every month. I have a vision board for every month because I love visualizing what I want that month to be all about. But it all starts with your version of your ideal self. So have so much fun. I'm gonna be right here. So let me know how it goes. Tell me in the comments. If you want, you can share your vision boards with me or past versions of them. Do you do your vision boards differently? Tell me. I'd love to know. I'd love to learn. All right. If you need anything, you know where to find me.